just more flow, I think, with the comments. So we got through it. We did the best that we could with what we had. We were talking briefly about a couple of things here. So we're all looking for the harvest here, right? We've been waiting for a very long time for things to get a little smoother on the format. That has not happened. We are basing a lot of the things that we're worried about through fear. We're having quite a few people who are frustrated with the audio. That will probably be fixed easily. The visual is perfect, I think. We haven't really had fading in and fading out of the photo that like we used to. I've not seen that. More the audio not working at all. Sounding more like a transformer than anything else. It's been kind of crazy. I did promise Edward I would talk to him today. Let's see if we have crazy problems if I invite him. His audio has been a little wacky, like with the echoing, so I don't know what that's about. Alright, let's see here. Alright, invite her. There we go. Alright. Alright. See, let's see. Okay. Do 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 do. All right. Let's see here. See what we got. Okay. So let's check this out here. When you have discipline, everything falls into place. Do you guys believe that to be true? Is that a true statement? Here are some of the individuals that we tried to... Oh, right there. This is someone they didn't do last time. Velvet. This guy, I've been following her for years. She's Canadian. We'll put her right over there. Okay. This is funny. Which of these three things is most important to you? I would say controlling, right? Controlling negative thoughts, creativity, or clean water. Well, you kind of need clean water. Oh boy. Here's a weird one. Both are kind of in hot water right now. Right? That's interesting. No one likes to look inward, but it's so important to test yourself daily. Would you agree with that? Constantly ask yourself, is this the path I want to be on in this moment, right? Oh, this is interesting. Don't wait to be rich. Choose to be happy in this moment. Happiness is a state of mind. Do you believe that to be true? I believe that richness lives within our subconscious. What we choose to focus on the most, we end up reaping in our own lives. Do you believe that to be true? Okay. Stop fearing being misunderstood. You can't really stop people from being upset with you. This is a little list here I did. Reframe your suffering. So in other words, if you're having a rough time right now and the platform is driving you absolutely out of your mind, just focus on the good things in your life right now. And for everything that you're finding negative with this app right now, maybe just take a moment, take a breather, and say to yourself, okay, what right now is actually working on this format? And what am I currently grateful for in this situation? And what am I learning? That's always powerful to know. What are you learning? Okay, let's move this over. I can see right now, this is awesome, that it is actually playing on my Twitter. For a while there, it wasn't. Lenny is live with Nazim. Check out the stream. Oh, that's nice. Tech issues testing. Yes. Many people saying there's issues today. I would agree with that. Okay, let's go here to list. And let's see what we can find here. Let's go with great quotes first. Let's do that one. Okay. Hi, Ash. How are you? You getting ready for what? You getting ready for work? The middle of every difficult opportunity is inner discovery. Ooh, I like that. Great, thanks. Ready for birthday dinner. Oh no way. How old are you today? You never ask a woman her birthday, do you? That's number one wrong. 39. Okay. Well, you're still very young. Having personal accountability will greatly improve your life. Do you believe that to be true? I don't know. That's the wise connector. A guy I've been following forever, especially on Thankful Thursday, his name is Gary Loper. Life's daily events shift from day to day. Would you believe that's true? Accountability is the key, I think. Yes. Well, Ash, if you want to come up, just tell me and I'll. Here, you know what I'll do? This is just easier. I can put you on the list here. Okay. All right. There. Okay. Perfect. Today they're saying don't let anybody out more than one person because it just keeps crashing and the audio goes crazy. I had the same problem when I had James on and other guests. It was loony. So maybe just sticking to one person and reading the comments might be the way to go. There's a lot going on right now. People are, I think, frustrated trying to figure out what's going on here. Life's daily events shift from day to day. I would agree. This is what people are writing to me here. Do water beds still exist? Can you still buy them? I used to get the best sleep on those back in the day. You know what? I know that there's the tubes that you can fill with water. Oh, there she is. Okay. She chose to come up. We'll see how your audio is. There we go.
There we go. I thought I lost sound for a second there.
No, you're good. So
How are ya?
they're saying don't let anybody else up more than one person today because it's too crazy. So
Oh,
the
really?
first question today was,
Mm-hmm.
what are you currently doing to stop the fearing? And the fearing mostly of being misunderstood.
I guess for me, it's making sure I'm around people who know me and aren't
Mm-hmm.
going to try to misunderstand me, but also being clear. Hey, Nazim.
Nazim, I bring you up, but everything's crashing.
I think it's
After you
just
have,
being very clear with what you mean.
yeah,
What's
okay, yeah.
up?
So for you, when people test your boundaries,
Oh, God.
how do you push back?
See, that's hard for me because I was always really shy growing
Yeah.
up, and then I kind of went the opposite and went more aggressive. So,
You overcompensated?
yeah. So
Yeah.
now I'm kind of, it depends. If it's someone I love, I'm more likely to bend when I shouldn't because I don't want to hurt
Yes.
them. And then I tend to have a zero BS tolerance for someone I don't know because
Ah.
I get my guard up right away.
Yeah, Nazim, all the broadcasts right now are echoing. If you have more than two people, it's really bad, or they're crashing. And I had that yesterday. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday, and it was maddening. It got to the point where I couldn't enjoy the broadcast. So what
It
I'm
was
going to
bad
try to
at
do is just
Tony's.
have one person up at a time. It may get to a point until they get this right. We may have to just have where you read the comments.
Mm-hmm.
It's because I was watching, what was it, Edward? Um, Edward was on a broadcast with James Garland and Elliot, and it was just nonstop echoing.
Ugh. Yeah, I
Yeah.
did that in Tony's last night too. It was a nonstop echo.
So I think until we get that fixed, and I find if you let more than one person up, things stick even if they leave. I've had that where you can't get rid of the person. They're still
Yeah. I find a lot of people just shut the app off when they do it though too, and it sticks
yes.
them there. Hi, Eric.
Oh, hi Eric. How are you?
Aw,
Yeah. I haven't talked to Eric in a while.
I know he hasn't been around.
Yeah. You okay, Eric? Everything good in your world? Okay, so the second one is this. I'll just read it to you. Reframe your suffering. Do you ever do that? I try to
Reframe
do
it.
that all the time. If I'm really upset about something, I try to reframe it in my brain.
Oh yeah. Like I try to do what I can to fix whatever the issue is, depending on what it is. And
Mm-hmm.
then I just try to like take my mind off of it because I feel like allowing myself to harp on it over and over
Yeah.
again is just
Yes.
it's affecting me, not anybody else. So it's not helping at all.
Are you excited about your birthday today, or are you a little stressed out?
I just don't really care. I'm one of those people that like I don't mind it, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm not huge on celebrating birthdays, so it's kind of like but it's just family, so I don't mind.
Do you not like the attention on you? Are you one of those people that would rather not have the attention on you?
Yeah, I find it
Yeah.
really weird.
Yeah. See, where I'm the direct opposite. Just put the spotlight on me. Here we go. I'm done.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I don't like it.
Oh, absolutely.
That's my son.
Yeah, I'm still having issues with my sound. Been going through some big spiritual stuff and started painting the other day. But couldn't your energy, Eric, be affecting the sound? Because I think it can affect electronics. It can affect TVs in the sense of, like, do you remember back in the day, the old TVs, with the knobs and
Yes.
everything? If someone had high energy back then, you could see like waves in the center of the screen. You don't seem to have that in the LCD as much. There we go. High tech. High
Still
tech.
works.
How old's that TV?
It is. I got it when I was 15, so it's got to be 24 years old now.
And it still works.
Still works.
So so what that's 24 years old still works. Okay.
Yep.
Here's the next question or statement.
Okay.
Release the need for judgment and labeling everything. Do you do that? Do you find that you judge everything, label everything?
I think we all judge good or bad, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I find myself trying to like stay away from like I find the more open I am to people and going, you know what, that's for them doesn't mean it's
Yes.
wrong just because it's not for me. So it just keeps me less. I
Hi,
don't know. I feel like it's
Karen.
just bringing in negativity that you don't need.
Yeah. Like Karen was on Vanita's broadcast and she kept sounding like Freakazoid robot. Android. Yeah, she kept and that's the sound issues they're having.
Because it seemed to change.
Yeah. So right now we're only going to have one guest up. I almost didn't have any guest up and thought we'll just do comments today until they get things. But I thought I'll give it a whirl. I had a good feeling if you came up, it would be fine. Isn't that weird? And the other day, I had a feeling about not letting someone up because I knew it would disrupt the energy, and it did. Oh my!
And it
It
did.
was oh my! So you almost
You
have
have
to
good
listen.
intuition, though. You have
You
good
have
intuition, and it's growing like a lot exponentially. I just feel that with you. Like your energy just keeps emanating further out. The more you're like, allowing yourself to talk about your spirituality and be more like communicative with people, I can like notice your like energy pushes outward even more than it did before.
Do you feel that?
Yeah. Well, I can
Yeah.
see people's auras a little bit. So,
Yeah.
not as well as some people, but I see just colors. And yours
Yeah.
pushes because you're right up against a white wall, too. So, that kind of helps.
So when you see color, what colors do you see on individuals?
White, I see on almost everybody.
Nessie
Let's
wants to
see.
talk about her. He's being funny. He had a picture of this naked woman in the broadcast, and I thought it was a real picture of someone he knew, and I about fell off my chair. But I guess it's a fine piece of art from the 1500s. I didn't know that.
I always hear him talking about his art, too. I'm like, I'll look at it.
Yeah, yeah.
You have a lot of orange actually around you, which I like because you don't see that around people as much. To me, that's more like independence and it's creative, but it's
Yeah,
more on an intellectual level.
yeah.
Interesting.
Can you break that down more in the sense of what someone would understand? I know Nazim said, me.
Trying to think, I saw him this morning.
Did you? He
He
seemed
was
tired
with you.
today. He wasn't as effervescent today as
Yeah,
he
he didn't
usually
seem
is.
it.
Yeah.
Let me think. I'm trying to
See,
think
when
of
I
what
tune
his.
into Eric right now, I feel like he's dealing with a lot of old stuff. He's
Yeah.
dealing with the baggage of the past and sorting out things. Yeah. I think at this time of the year, many of us just reflect because we're coming into Christmas and there's a whole bunch of different emotions wrapped around in it. I love the
Well,
music. I love the
it's
trees, the lights, the stuff.
me
Yeah.
too. I
I
like the
love all
lights
that.
because then you get like that fireplace feeling. If you don't have a
Yeah.
fireplace, it's nice.
Yeah.
A second year with COVID. Aren't we going into our third year? To me, it's just becoming old hat.
Do you think the world will ever be the same? I think we've done a permanent shift.
No,
I
I
don't
think
think it's ever.
it'll be like our new flu shot. I think. I really
Yeah.
do think so. Like a yearly thing. March will be second.
Do you believe in the awakening that's going on, the downloads?
Oh
Do you know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
definitely. I think
That
because like I think like the age of Aquarius,
yes,
really does
the
speak to where
age
we
of
are.
Aquarius.
Aquarius. I know I can't hear that without
And
having
that's
to
from
sing that song.
'69, I think. So
That's a
they've
great
been
song.
talking about that forever.
And it's true. We really are fitting into that age where
Yeah.
like people, even people who say don't believe, like I'm consider myself an atheist because I don't
Okay.
technically I've never experienced a creator. Though
Right.
I've seen spirits since I was 6. So I
Hmm.
believe in people.
Yes.
And but you're noticing people be more open with how they feel and people are kind of opening their minds to what's possible instead of limiting themselves and feeling like they have to hide it.
Yeah. See, our energy right now, I feel, is flowing effortlessly.
Hmm.
And sometimes you'll have people there, even if guests don't like each other, you can almost feel a restrictiveness to it.
Yeah.
Like everything's now put on the governor. The joy is put on the governor. The clever talk is put on the governor. Certain subjects now can't be talked about because they will never fully understand. But even when you were saying the age of Aquarius, I was hearing in my mind, what's the name of the group? The Fifth Dimension.
Oh yeah.
Right. Which
That's true
is
though.
which is what we're kind of putting our toe in. The fourth dimension is what I think most of us have when we meditate, we dream, we daydream, we go for a long walk, put our feet in, the sand or the soil. We feel the depth of the fourth dimension.
That's
You know.
true. Yeah, because the fifth is when you start actively like, where say you may have more synchronistic dreams, or you start actually having spiritual messages coming through. I can talk about art and get away with murder. I
The
used to really like
downloads,
him.
the downloads are what we'll call it light code, and there's light codes in the universe, and within that is forms of awakening. So it's going to shake you vibrationally and make you deal with anything you haven't dealt with in the past.
And I think
So
that's shown in the last couple months. Like people, even people who are really, in generally speaking, spiritually sound, a lot of us have been like crazy stressed or just had a lot, come at
yeah,
once. And we're
but
looking back and deciding what we want to, that's not serving us right now going forward.
some of my favorite teachers have, I think the cheese has fallen off the cracker for a bit. They're not all there. But I think it's because they're dealing with so much. And those who are sensitive, whatever I would feel, it's probably 100 times more.
Yeah.
So if I'm struggling with some of this, what would it be like for someone who's really, got their whole body, on the other side of the veil instead of like a toe and a finger occasionally, and they look in and go, "Oh, that's interesting." I think Eric dances in there sometimes and has
I
problems
think
dancing
you're in
back
there a
out.
lot more than you realize. I think you are. Or more than
Yeah,
you give yourself credit for. Yeah, I think so. I think you could very easily read people if you wanted to, because you get a good feel for people.
yeah. For years though, I used that as almost like a secret weapon. I kind of kept it to myself, and then I give people enough rope to see what they did with it. They'd either swing,
Exactly.
they swing to the next level, or they would hang themselves with it because
Yep. Give
they
them
would not.
just enough rope to hang themselves with. Yep, that's the line I was raised with.
Yeah. What's Eric saying about the fifth?
I'm really in the fifth and about to go super deep into the sixth in 2022. May the void take me to where I'm to go. Ooh, I like to lay low. You seem very pensive and thoughtful, Nazim.
Yeah, he's diplomatic. He's very diplomatic, and he's a deep thinker, very much so. And I genuinely get that he has a passion for living, which you don't see in most people, which is
I like
sad.
that though. He has that like where you just feel like you can be at home around him, which is nice because I
Yeah.
don't know him at all. But
Hmm.
anytime he comes on, he just feels like he's comforting feeling.
He's one of those individuals where I think he really wants to make a difference, but he's not pushy about it,
Yeah.
which is, I think, really difficult to not be. Um, but we have to remember that we're on here right now, and it's a brand new format. Again, even though it's an old format, it's like a whole new beginning, and
Hmm.
you can make the most of this and enjoy it and see it for what it is, a new beginning, or you can fester in what was.
Exactly. I think it's kind of fun because I came in later than everybody else. So now
Yes.
everybody's relearning with me. And I'm like, okay, I'm not the only one that's like screwing everything up now. Everyone else has to figure it out too. So I don't know. I'm enjoying it. I like it. It has its downsides, it has its perks. So just like anything.
I like that it's free. I like that we can connect with
Yes.
people all over the world. I love the
Hmm.
quality. I love that if someone wants to give you an award, they can,
Hmm.
and they can give you an award in the future. There was an ease to find things in the other one that we don't have yet. So I'm saying yet.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, yeah, like, I don't think everything's gonna stay exactly as it is. We know there's gonna be additions, but I
Hmm.
think even some of the things that are put on will be kinda moved around and adjusted. A whole new world. Aw, thank you.
So I love this saying. I am falling in love with my flawed self.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, I am falling in love with my flawed self. Yes,
I
thank you.
think we
See,
need to do more of that. all of us. Because, like, we try to take care of ourselves and love ourselves first. But if you look at one of your like greatest friends and how
Hmm.
good they make you feel, none of us treat ourselves that way. And we really should sometimes.
Well, we'll put the energy into being a cheerleader for someone else, but we don't cheerlead ourselves.
Yep.
We're not an ambassador for ourselves at times. And, we,
I think it's because it's how we're raised. We're raised, don't be selfish, do for others. And that's true. But
mhm.
it's the whole putting the oxygen mask on yourself first so you can be there for other people.
One of my spiritual teachers, I'll never forget what she used to say. And she said, Michael, don't go out there to save someone and drown yourself.
Hmm.
Like, no, basically look at the situation and say to yourself, is it in my best interest to do this? And I'm a big believer, and I say this almost every broadcast. We are basically an average of the 5 people we hang around most.
Hmm.
So
Most
you have to
definitely.
be very careful of who you let into your spiritual realm.
Hmm. It's true though, because even long term, like
Hi, Rick.
I just think, hey, sweetie. I think a lot of people, if they really listen to their gut instinct when they first meet someone,
Yes.
then they would know. Because I know every time I've had a friendship end, I think to myself, I knew better. I knew better, and I didn't listen. And I
Yeah.
think we're just too concerned with being nice and appeasing people. And sometimes you just got to go, you know what? It's nothing against you. It's just not for me.
It's funny you say that because I think one of the most painful things I went through, and probably in the last 2 years, was someone that I knew was not stable, and I tried to help them, and it bit me. And you have to be careful.
Yeah.
You
It's
have to
hard
be
when you
careful.
do see
That's
their goodness, but I always say to
yeah,
my one friend is really, it's one of her greatest traits, but it's also one of her worst for, exhausting
yeah.
herself on people who don't want to be helped. And I'm like, you know what? Even Hitler was a vegan, but it didn't mean he was a good person.
Well, and a lot of times too, we go through stages in our lives where we need certain things. So maybe these people are placed upon our path to help us grow and learn. That's all they're there
Oh
for.
yeah.
And it has an expiry date. So you just enjoy that chapter and try not to pay too much at the
Yeah.
register for the experience.
Yeah. And I do agree they are because, you can think that you have a certain area in your life figured out, and then
Hmm.
someone comes in and pulls that rug out from under you. Generally family, but the odd friend will come in and do it too. And you're like, okay, maybe I haven't fully learned this lesson yet.
But
Hi.
family are the first ones, though, to be the dream stealers, the naysayers. They're the ones that you can't share your greatest passions with because they'll go, "Oh, that's been done," or "No, no one can do that," or "That's just a crazy idea." And
Hmm.
that's where sometimes you have to just listen to your inner voice, proceed, and don't tell people.
Hmm.
And then when
Oh,
you
yeah.
accomplish it, then you can go, I didn't want to tell you because I knew you would be resistant to it, and you don't want to
Even when
affect."
it's good for you. That was something I learned when I had a
Hmm.
counselor. She said, in any group of people, but
Yeah.
generally family, if they're used to you being one way, without them realizing it, they try to pull you back to what they're used to, even if it's unhealthy, because
Yes.
it makes them feel more comfortable. And it's true. Like I've seen people do it. I've even done it with my family, and I
Yeah.
catch myself going, "Oh no, no, go do your thing."
So what I did in December is I unblocked everybody, and there was only a couple.
Mm.
And I think it's a new chapter. Edward, you're on the guest list if you want to try. If we do the echo thing, we'll just end it. But um, I would love once a week you and I just sit and talk about certain spiritual things. And if Eric's in a good headspace that day and his microphone's not blowing up, we'll maybe invite him. But right now, it's not working. The HAPS experience is not doing more than one well.
Yeah.
It does one well, two okay, three you get into echo, four. I think I had three today and it was okay.
Yeah.
It
It
was,
wasn't bad earlier. Yeah.
but
Just had to.
I was in another room and I couldn't hear the one person at all. Yeah.
Dream came true.
So when you look at a name, do you get a feeling as well? Like,
Sometimes.
can you tune in? So you right now you're looking at Edward.
Well, at
Um,
the moment, I was looking at Nazim. I don't know
mhm.
why I always get pulled to him. Like sometimes when you guys are up, like you're.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a closet behind you, but
Yes.
I actually saw three people. It was yesterday or the day before,
Yeah.
actually walking behind you, two males and a female,
Yes.
and I saw that earlier. But normally, I don't notice anything with you. Now I notice it with Eric all the time. There's always people walking around
Yes.
behind him.
Well,
Nazim,
I think they're waiting
what?
because I have people in my life transitioning. They'll be because they're
Oh.
close. So I'll always know myself that something's coming down the pipe because I will feel, and it's usually male energy.
Mhm.
Um, but it's funny you say that because I have today especially I felt such a wave of love around me.
There's one that passed this year, though. I'm sure of it. I don't know if it's a female. I thought it was a female that had
Well,
already passed this year.
there was, that was my
Okay.
aunt. And do you think that's who it was? Her name was Valerie.
Hold on. Let me see.
It was
Sorry,
Valerie.
I'm getting light shine in my eyes. Hold on. I'm
Well,
gonna see
it's,
if I can.
well, you shine too bright. That's the problem. Yeah, see, you don't want to enter into my mind. You may never come back.
You actually, my aunt is from Toronto,
Yes.
and your humor is just like hers, and she is like the person I've adored most my entire life. So whenever
Yeah.
I see you on, I'm like, I get my like amp filled by coming into your lives. I don't know, with your aunt, I just feel like there just keeps being like fluid coming up my throat, but there seems like there's something wrong that's going through her entire body. Like something, it's not staying still, which is weird. Normally I'll get like a job
Yeah.
here, but
Yeah.
it's moving.
Yeah.
Anybody on my
I'm
side?
pretty sure she passed from throat cancer
Mhm.
or something like that. We she was a wonderful addition, to my life when I was a kid. Like she was so loving and nurturing, and I think of all the losses I've had in say the last 5 years, that one stung the most because I realized how much of a foundation she was in my life. And I think I took that for granted.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, which
you
we
can
do with
tell.
family,
You have
members.
blue emanating off you when you say that. So it just shows
Yeah.
how like she really opened you up.
Yeah.
Years ago, to a person that had the same abilities, so that she had a brain tumor blew us away. Aw.
Hi,
Hi, Mineral
Mineral
Man.
Man. Hello, sir. Yeah.
Hmm.
It was funny. The Mineral Man, the other day, we had the broadcast and everything was fading in and out. And he was like, it's the blind, leading the blind. It was,
I love it.
that was a great moment. But that's kind of where we are right now.
Right? I like it
Yeah.
though. Makes it more interesting.
But I love that saying, I'm falling in love with my flawed self. And
Yeah.
I think everybody should do that. But
Oh
this
yeah.
is something I'm working on too. Seek freedom in your daily love. And then what I mean by that is your daily love of life, the people that you cherish most in your inner circle, and just, loving yourself. And I don't mean in the sense of vanity or ego, but just self acceptance. Mindfulness, I guess, is the word.
Yeah, I feel like it's being present and really looking at your loved ones or what you're doing and going, wow, I'm really enjoying this moment. Like, I'm really enjoying this moment. So it's like, it's just taking that moment to stop and smell the roses. I'm
Yeah.
glad she's doing well. I'm glad to hear that.
So let's go back to the closet. So you said there was two males
Hmm.
and one female. Is that what you
Hmm.
felt at the same
Yeah.
time or
Yep.
different times?
Two males were walking that way. The
Yeah.
female was walking that way.
Now, in those other realms, do they sometimes not see each other?
I don't know. I've had it where they don't seem to see me. Like a lot of times when I see
Mm,
them, they aren't sitting having like a one-on-one conversation with me. I literally just see it or I
yeah,
feel it and then that's it. And
that's
like
it.
sometimes I'll go to the bathroom and they'll walk past me and when I look back they're not there anymore. But I'm it's like they've not even noticed I'm there.
Have you just learned not to be freaked out by it because it's been going on your whole life?
Yeah, I was terrified of it when I was little. Like my parents were used to it. It was
Hmm.
normal in my household. So they're just like, they were I think they were kind of glad when I got more into it because then I could actually get comfortable. Cuz if I saw one I'd be like, "You have to stay over there." And obviously they're not going to listen if they don't want to, but I seem to have my brain wrapped around the idea that I could keep them in one area of the house and
Hmm.
yeah, my parents were like, whatever, they're just used to it.
But listen to your voice because if you get a nudge to enter somewhere, do that.
Mhm.
And in life, you sometimes have to put your foot in the door, even if it gets slammed on it, because it gives you a wedge into where you need to be. But have the
Yes.
bravery to move. Like right now, you should do a screen share of your face because you have like these just beams of light. I'm gonna see if I can do it without.
Well, what's interesting is that I have 3 doors in my apartment, but I use the
Yeah,
main one, and I kept getting a feeling of a presence by my side door, and I was like, "What is that?" So, I decided to get up and look because it felt very, like, kind of stressful, which is
yeah,
uncommon for the spirits here. My side door was unlocked. That's happened twice, and it was late at night, so I felt like the spirits were going, "Hey, before you go to bed, make sure you get this door." So, I felt
yeah.
like that's what it was.
I've had things fly off shelves, and it's something they wanted me to see.
Yep.
I've had that, and then I've tried to make it fall again, placed the way it is, and it just doesn't. Can you tune into something, and it's
Sure.
only in the kitchen, and it's by the fridge usually, but I'll
Mhm.
feel, and I've felt this since I first moved here, a male presence in the kitchen, just the kitchen, and near the fridge. It's weird.
It feels like a very large man, and little to no hair. Like, to me, I'm not really seeing hair, but what was there was
Hmm.
darker. Um, kind of jolly, like that typical look. He definitely is a lot bigger than most.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see. He wore nice clothes. He might have
Hmm.
even worn a suit, but it'd be baggy. Like the way he wore it wasn't always um like fitted, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
properly because he'd be like a regular person wearing a suit. He wouldn't have had the money to like try to think. He makes me anxious. Hold on.
Sorry.
Oh no, I don't care. I just got to
But
figure out
but but
what's
that's part of it, right? When you're tuning in, you feel anxious.
yeah, it's just like I just
Yeah.
noticed it and then it kind of goes away.
Yeah. And I think it takes a lot of energy. Like right now, as you're tuning in, the light around you is just heightened, and I'm seeing beams of healing
His was
light.
breathing troubles. Feels like breathing. Something on his chest.
Yeah. What was he a tenant in this apartment? Like was he here before me? Yeah, that feels.
No, I feel like he came in, but I don't understand what he's doing there. And I almost want to like grandpas make me want to laugh, but he doesn't look well, I guess he could be. My mom was in her 50s when she became a grandma, but I usually think of older people like in
Yeah.
their 70s, 80s when I'm thinking that age.
I'm a grandfather.
Well, that's what I mean. Like
Yeah.
my mom, I was 8 when I was an aunt, so
Yeah.
but he makes me wanna giggle. I feel like we should be going to, like, a steakhouse or something and all
Yeah.
having fun, but it feels like he came into your apartment, like, are you in an apartment building? I thought you were, like, in a house or something. It
No,
feels more
I'm.
house-like.
Yeah, it does feel like a house, doesn't it? It's weird.
Yeah.
I have houses around me, large
Mhm.
houses around me, but you're right. This apartment feels like a house, and I think it's because there's not a lot of units.
Yeah.
So,
It
and
feels like
it's
he came off the street, like he just walked in the apartment building.
yeah. Well, That's interesting you say that because I'm almost on the street, which is interesting too. So that's cool. Yeah. Yeah. It's funny because you're also sounding, the person that you're describing sounds like my grandfather, Al.
Was there a little like was there a brown dog? Almost reminds me of like a poodle with its hair grown in,
Yeah.
probably about 2, 3 feet off the ground. A dog that would have been like chocolate brown.
It's possible. I can ask. Yeah.
Yeah, I would, because it feels like that wants to come inside. Like I feel like that's outside by the tree and it wants to come in. I know that's random, but it
No,
wants
that's
to come
cool.
in.
I know how that works.
Yep.
You get what you get. And I think sometimes when you say you're open for service, you get all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Right? It's almost like you're a speaker and then the messages come through the speaker and you have no control of who comes in or goes out. You're
Yeah.
just yeah. And you have to be careful of what energies you let in.
Hmm. I like your energy. It feels good. And I like the fact that it's a little sassy. Makes me more comfortable because then I know you're not being fake, which is a nice thing. Because
Yeah.
I find when people are too nice, sometimes it's like, what is it you're really thinking? That's what I think about.
Well, you're right. You're right. Yeah. I'm very centered in who I am. And I think that comes off as arrogance sometimes.
I
But it
personally find it comforting, but
yeah.
I think that's too. We're from the same area, so I appreciate honesty in people because I feel like good or bad, you know where you stand with them. So,
Yeah, see, I like street shooters.
mhm.
And the sun's coming out right now. I feel like I want to go for a walk. Sassy. Oh, yeah. Eric just said sassy.
Sassy.
Mhm. Boom, chaka, 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 boom, chaka, chaka. Yeah.
Well, I gotta hop down. My
I know you
grandma's
do.
coming to get me.
I know you do.
You want to come
Do
say
you
bye?
do you have visitors right now?
No.
And I don't mean that kind.
Oh, I always have those kind.
Okay, because that's what I sense.
Yeah, right
Yeah.
there. Yep,
Hi there.
that's Rory. He's a brat.
Yeah.
All right.
No, because
Yeah.
when you were really like, I'll send you the picture of yourself with the light. You could you could see the light beams, and I took a
Uh-huh.
screenshot of just you, and it was pretty amazing. You could actually make out. It looked like 30 or 40 light beams that were going through
Really? I
while you
saw it
were.
getting lighter, but I just figured
Yeah,
I
I'll
couldn't
send it
really
to you.
see what's going on.
So
Yeah,
you
that'd be
are we
cool.
friends on Facebook?
I don't know. Are you the same name?
Michael George Bathurst on Facebook. I'm also on Twitter.
Oh, I like that. George. My uncle
Michael
that just
George.
passed away is George.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
regal, just like me.
Regal. Debonair.
Regal, regal. I will find out about the chocolate. So you think it's a poodle? Is that what you said?
That's what my mom had a little black poodle that was like not like a Shih Tzu size, but you know, like
Mm-hmm.
next size up. So it
Yeah.
kind of reminds me of that. So look for something that's like not like super long hair, but something that's like almost like curly in a sense. I
Okay.
don't know. Chocolate
In-
brown for sure.
Interesting. All
Yeah.
right. Well, you have a wonderful birthday, and hopefully
Thank you.
everybody enjoys this broadcast later. This was a good one. This was a good one.
Aw,
This is one people will watch in the future. Thank you for sharing.
of course.
All
Bye.
right. Bye bye. All right. Eric, are you still there? All right. So I did invite, I don't mind inviting one person up at a time. I have Anita here. I have Edward. I have The Voice, which is JB, if JB wants to come up. Part of me feels like we should just end it there unless we get Eric up, because Eric is in the same realm here. Eric, are you open to coming up for a minute? Let me see what I can do here. Absolutely gorgeous right now. But I felt a really supportive energy today, and I don't always feel that, but I felt that today. That there was some kind of divine support. So when you get that, enjoy it. I am, but my sound is still not good. We can try. We can try for a minute or two, and if it doesn't work out, we'll just end it. It's up to you. And we had a comment that was deleted. I always find that interesting. And Nazim is left, and I'm pretty sure Rick is at work. So, one new comment here. Let's see what we got. Okay. All right. Well, I'll wait for you here, and we can go through some of the questions there. But I found that really interesting. Just give me a minute. I can give you a minute. No problem. So I think of all the things that we talked about, my favorite today is probably being dependable, right? And being structured within yourself and knowing who you are and knowing the impact that you have on your community or, your family. And maybe not living in the parameter of so many rules in 2022 and to being open to maybe new forms of knowledge. And I'm a big believer that when you're trying to learn a new skill set, the book you need or the teacher you want to find will instantly appear either on YouTube or in your own life. Today is Thankful Thursday. Let me just see here. This is so funny. These are the kind of questions I get. Do waterbeds still exist? Can you still buy them? I used to get the best sleep on those back in the day. Well, it could be he was just in a better mindset back then. Circumstances don't make the man. They only reveal him to himself. That's interesting. I like that. I am not bound to win, but I am bound to be true. I'm not bound to succeed, but I am bound to live up to the light I have. And that is Abraham Lincoln. I like that. Money is better than poverty, if only for financial reasons. That's Woody Allen. That's funny. I used to have a friend who used to say, I'd much rather be rich and miserable than be broke and miserable. I always thought that was funny. All those who have been seen dancing were thought to be insane by those who could not hear the music. That's beautiful. And I think we all have a certain music, right, within us. Oh, there he is. Okay. Joining in 2, 3, 4. Here he is. Hello, my friend.
Good afternoon.
Yes. So it's a slight, very slight, high-pitched sound. Very slight today.
Okay. Yeah, it's been all over the place.
But it's not crackling. What did you think of that discussion? I just wanted your opinion. I thought she was very tuned in, tapped in, turned on.
Yeah, Ash
Yeah.
is awesome. I love Ash, and I felt like she was spot on right there. She was really dialed in, like you said. I thought that was really cool that she felt the whole throat thing, and
Yeah.
that's what you felt about your aunt.
Well, it's true, right? There's energy signatures that are out there. And if you know how to read them and you have the skills, and she clearly does.
Yeah.
And there's comfort in knowing, too, that you're not the only person feeling these things. So you either have shared madness together, right? Or there is some form of clarity there.
Yeah.
How are you coping right now with, Christmas coming and...
I'm doing pretty good. I've just got to really be on top of my game when it comes to time management.
Okay.
As far as I even read my I Ching last night, and
Mm-hmm.
it said exactly that. It said the
Yes.
two hexagrams I got were joyness and
Mm-hmm.
then completion. But it also said don't get too comfortable. Just kind of things are gonna come easy. But if you get too comfortable or you get too like then you could start making things be not so good.
Oh, thank you for the award. That's very sweet.
Podcast. Good to see you, brother.
Is this a friend of yours?
Yeah, well, I've met him a few times. I've actually we're talking about spiritual stuff.
Yeah.
The way I met him was I felt drawn to Haps one night. I got
Right.
on, and Sweet Pea was doing her spread the love thing,
Mm-hmm.
and we went, and he was the one that we went to, and I just had this really great feeling about him.
Yeah.
He was so happy, and we just bombed him with love. And then the next time I came into his broadcast and was watching him,
Yeah.
I saw things that I saw from my dreams 20 years ago. So I knew he was another person that I was meant to experience through the HAPS experience.
That's interesting. I'm going to read a
Yeah.
quote to you. Tell me what you feel when I read this, all right?
Okay.
When you have discipline, everything falls into place. And
Yeah.
GrowHub wrote that from Twitter. Do you want me to read it again? When you have discipline, everything falls into place.
Yeah, I think that's indicative of, you know, when you've got discipline, you're just kind of in that mindset of just keep going. You've got your routine, and when you get into a routine, you kind of almost can find that space of like
Right.
you're open. You're open to what may be coming in, and so you don't really trip over your own feet as well. And yeah, discipline's something that I feel is very important. It's something I'm working on.
Okay, and here's one that I loved this morning that I found. Don't wait to be rich. Choose to be happy in this moment. Happiness is a state of mind. So
Yeah,
richness really is the emotions floating around between our ears, I think,
yeah, yeah.
which is all energy.
Or also the richness of yourself, kind of like you and Ash were talking earlier.
Hmm.
A lot of us don't seem to be our own cheerleader, but if we were, wow, that would be amazing. That's something I'm working on as well. I always used to hear that little song, rah rah ree, kick him in the knee, rah rah row, kick him in the toe. But then when you realize I'm kind of doing that to myself. That's the cheerleader we find ourselves being, is
Hmm.
always kind of in that But yeah, when we can appreciate who we really are and start to discover ourselves, then yeah, I think that's going to be a good thing.
Okay, I'm going to just say something to you. We're just doing a word association. We used to do this before. Unwritten rules. What does that mean to you?
Unwritten rules. I think that's kind of like morality. Do unto others as you have them do unto you. It
Hmm.
doesn't need to be written so much as go by feeling. If you don't want to feel those things, then probably best not to make someone else feel that way.
Okay, here's another go about it. You ready? Structure and clarity.
Mm, yeah, structure I think is the essence of clarity. If you have a frame to a window that's all falling apart, you can't quite see through it. But if the frame is nice and solid and it's all squared off, then you know you got better ability to see through your window.
So we're going to end it with this. Meaning or impact? Which is more important to you at this chapter in your life? Meaning or impact?
I would say meaning, because the impact can differentiate based upon where you are and how you interpret it. So if you can sit in whatever it is without reacting, then you have a better chance of getting the true meaning and then having a more fruitful experience from it.
I love that. Gina 87654321. Clarity is great. Let your mind rest. So when I read that, the first word that comes to my mind is stillness.
Yeah.
To me, the greatest gift you can give yourself is inner stillness. I feel that even when I say it. So, if you can, shamelessly plug yourself and Ash, because you know a little bit about Ash. And then we'll just end it there. And I think I might actually go for a walk in the sun, because I haven't had this kind of intensity of sun in a long time.
Nice. It sounds
Yeah.
great. I just went for a good walk the last 2 days. It feels good out there. Yeah, my name's Eric Hypes. You can find me at erichypes.com. That'll take you to my link tree and link you to all the different ways that you can find me. Ash is amazing person, and you can find her on Facebook. And she does some really great readings. So, as you saw her kind of doing some readings here, she does a tarot card, though. I think it's like I'm not going to say the price because I'll screw it up, but a certain amount, like
Better be safe.
20, 30, 40 bucks for, I think it's like 25 to 30 bucks for like, a pre-recorded reading. So she'll sit down, she'll get your energy into her, and then she'll pull out the cards, she'll videotape it, and then she'll send you your video on your reading, and you can watch it as many times as you want to get the meaning out of it. So definitely find her on Facebook.
Agreed. All right, buddy. And until are you going to be doing anything in the near future?
My first real broadcast will be Saturday, I think, is the next new moon.
Okay.
But I'm gonna be playing with my tests and trying.
Well, you
I
sound
got
good
some.
today.
I got
Sound
some
good
new
today?
chords ordered last
Yes.
night. One's
Good.
a something for grounding, for
Okay.
USB ground. I'm
Yeah.
gonna try that and see if that helps.
It can't hurt.
Can't hurt.
All right. Until next time,
All right.
thank you, everybody. Have a great
Thank
day.
you, Michael.
Bye-bye.